Zen path from Ryzen 5 1600X to Ryzen 5 5600X in hardware Canucks testing, major improvements. AMD, by showing the computer world its new Zen microarchitecture, developed from scratch, which became the basis for several processor families, thereby ushered in a new era in the CPU market, having managed not only to recover from the stagnant years of the bulldozer architecture and its versions, but actually pushing back along the leader is the processor giant Intel. Since the introduction of the Zen microarchitecture of the first iteration, AMD specialists have worked hard to achieve tangible performance gains with each generation of processors, and the Hardware Canucks YouTube channel researchers decided to demonstrate the fruits of their work by sharing the test results of 4 generations of desktop processors Red Team. For their research, the experts took 4 models that have 6 cores with support for SMT technology at their disposal: Ryzen 5 1600X, 3.6, 4.0 GHz, Zen, Ryzen 5 2600X, 3.6, 4.2 GHz, Zen Plus, Ryzen 5 3600X, 3.8, 4.4 GHz, Zen 2, and the recently debuted Ryzen 5 5600X, 3.7, 4.6 GHz, Zen 3. In the context of single-threaded performance using the example of Cinebench R15, the Ryzen 5 5600X's achievements look really impressive. The new product outperforms the previous generation Ryzen 5 3600X by 24.3%, turns out to be 46.3% faster than the Ryzen 5 2600X, and outperforms the Ryzen 5 1600X by 60.0%, not to mention the huge advantage over the FX 8370, reaching 143.8%. In applied tasks and test suites, a huge leap from Zen to Zen 3 in terms of performance is also visible to the naked eye. The Ryzen 5 1600X lags behind the Ryzen 5 5600X by 80%. However, the representative of the Zen 3 microarchitecture achieved the most significant results in gaming applications, significantly surpassing its predecessors in most of the titles presented and surprising with an impressive performance increase compared to the Zen generation model, which reaches 150 in the famous Counter-Strike, Global Offensive and Valorant games. 8 and 161.4%. It is worth noting that the recently debuted Ryzen 5 5600X has somewhat added in price compared to its predecessors, but this is more than offset by a tangible increase in performance.